Good morning. It's Friday. Friday shirt. Got some stuff to look up. Welcome to Coffee and Resales. My name is Ryan. I get stuff from yard sales, garage sales, thrift stores, similar venues, and try and make a few extra bucks online. Now we got to check and make sure this thing is streaming properly and we're not all squeaky. All right. Yeah, view my channel. All right. Check it out. All right, check it. All right, we're good. Okay. Good morning out there, and I'm going to talk about a few things, see if there's anybody who's going to pop on so we can discuss some of this live lookup stuff. Hello, Hourly Flipper. Good morning. Thank you for joining me. I don't know if you caught the last 30 seconds, but I got a bin full of transformers that we're going to look up in a few minutes, mostly modern stuff. But I'm going to talk about some of the stuff I got yesterday and today. Had a good thrift store run yesterday, and we're going to discuss some of that. I actually already sold 2 things out of it pretty quickly, so we're going to do that. Yeah. Anyway, all right. Sales. Let's talk sales. Okay. First up is an old copy of Animal Farm. This is a 1960s copy, 20th printing. It is not a first edition. Signet Classic. This went almost overnight for like 13 bucks. I put it up yesterday afternoon. Woke up this morning, 13 bucks for this specific. It's a Signet Classic. It's an older paperback. So for this specific edition, 13 bucks. So look up old books, look up old popular books, because sometimes you may come across something that's still, there was a stack of books, 5 or 6, sort of the same age, a couple of sci-fis in there, a couple of classics. And so I scanned them and looked them up, and this was the one that was worth grabbing. So there you go. And next up, this is, I call it Christian horror, or close to it. It's one of the closer things you can find is This Present Darkness and Piercing the Darkness by Frankie Peretti. Lots of angels and demons stuff. But I started getting this is something I should have been picking up for 10 years. I already had a copy. I think I had Piercing the Darkness sitting around because every time I see it for $1, I grab it. And I got this yesterday, and you put them together and they sell for 20 bucks. Usually you can find them together when you see them at the thrift store. And I have taken to grabbing them, and this is the 3rd or 4th pair of these I have sold over the past year. So, and they pop up several times a year at the Goodwill that I frequent, and I now find, which wasn't today, I found one of these earlier. I found this one at a different thrift store yesterday without frequent. But anyway, 20 bucks for both of these if they're in any readable condition. And that I've between 15 and 20 for both of them consistently. So grab them every time, flip them every time. All right. More finds from yesterday, and then we'll jump into looking stuff up to see if anybody else shows up. Let's see. Steinbeck, Travels with Charlie. This is, I don't know, this is a first edition, book club edition. And I don't know that this is a true first on this one or not. I'm going to say it's not, because 99% of the time, book club editions are not the true firsts. That being said, this is still oldish, 1962, and the dust jacket's a little rough. I think I've got like a really nice condition one with the dust jacket is like 30 bucks. Starting this at 20, I'll probably take anything over 10 on this specific one. So look up old books, particularly ones that don't have barcodes and maybe first edition. Sometimes you may be surprised. Even by book club editions may still sell. There's a handful out there that still do. Particularly if they're really early, they're still like close to the first edition. So, because sometimes your true firsts get a massively limited print run, and that could almost be considered a true first edition in a weird sense. Staying of Age finished this present darkness new. Ooh. I read them as a teenager in high school, so we're probably close to the same age, Hourly Flipper. We had an audiobook that was very well done, that I listened to over and over again. Of one of them, I don't remember which one, maybe both. But I wonder if Mom and Dad still have that. That's curious. Anyway, okay, moving on. A few others in the stack. This is a fun one. I think it's like a $10 book, but I grabbed it just in case. Mr. Potato Head's New Tool Set is a board book. This is a like 1980. What was that? This is 85 on it. I grabbed it kind of because there wasn't any comps for this. So I still think I looked like there's some Amazon and some other old listings, and I kind of got an idea, $10 to $15 on the price. Kind of hoping that there's like a potato head collector out there that sees it and wants it and is willing to pay for it. So next up, East of the Sun, West of the Moon, and Other Tales. This is like a juvenile reader, but it came up as like a $20 to $30 book. So this is a library edition. So it's, when I say library edition, it's library binding and that sort of stuff. Not binding. I think this is the regular edition with just the library markings, which brings the price down. But it's, I think I still have a seller here in the $20 range. So we'll see. Similar situation with this one, The Darkest Day by Dennis McKiernan. This is a first edition hardcover. Now this is, I wanted to bring this, the way it is, probably $10 to $20 book. Thought it was going to be worth more when I first grabbed it. Here's what happened. I picked it up, looked it up. There is an $80 sale of this, but it's like mint condition, high end, first edition. But this is a good object lesson because sometimes, now I've stumbled across this a couple times. A lot of libraries get true first editions, and that's why you want to don't shy away from the library markings and stuff. Yeah, it brings the value down, but first editions are true first editions, and you can't necessarily pass that up. It may knock half the price off, but half of 50 is 25 for a book you picked up for $1 or $2. So pay attention when you're grabbing to not just pass on, particularly hardcovers with Mylar covers on them. The binding's probably going to be fine. They're just going to be a little marked up, and you may have come across a first edition that'll still sell for a reasonable amount of money. So keep an eye out for that. I think this is a $20, $30 book, give or take. Watch it sell for 10. That's probably I think it was worth taking a chance on. So there's a lot of these that are in the $30 to $40 range listed right now. So we'll see how that shakes out. And finally, what I'm finding for manga is it's either worth nothing or worth a bunch. This is a Sailor Moon, and I think this is like another $10 to $20 book, maybe more. I forgot what I listed at, but this was like the one in the batch that was worth listing by itself. So this is a real specific Sailor Moon manga. So not that I read it. So a good stack, I think, of stuff that's going to be in the $10, $30 range. Good morning, Kevin Hawthorne from Lackland, Florida. And finally, Pokemon Pokédex guide. This is not the nice hardcover one that I sold like 2 weeks ago for $30, $35. This is more of a $10 to $20 book. Particularly doesn't have the map in it. So anyway, or the poster in it. So anyway, that's that fine, but it's a pretty good stack, and I think some of that's going to move. Like I said, I sold 2 things almost literally overnight out of that stack that I'll pack up later. Let's see. Okay. So moving along, this morning's finds, we're going to start looking up a little bit. And I got some neat stuff that we're going to deal with before I even get to the Transformers. See, Kevin, box full of modern Transformers that we're going to look up this morning. So, first up, and this was $5, is long distance transistor radio OMGS Suburbia. Still in the box. This was, I almost couldn't pass this up. And we'll see that right there with the books and materials. It's that neat, one of those neat ones that has that old leather case in it. And so, nice old sturdy looking thing. Looks like it's supposed to operate with a power cord, so I don't know if I have a way to test this. But we will see in a few minutes. This thing's pretty cool. Morning, anything goes. There's no more power cable to it, so this is going to be interesting. Anyway, we're going to look this bad boy up, but it does come with a bunch of paperwork. There's like a schematic. It has a schematic to it. People were way smarter about this stuff way back then. All right. So I tried looking this up on eBay, and there's some real similar stuff by like major manufacturers like GE. And there's that. So let's pop this open and go. Let's see. Long distance transistor radio. Let's see. Several Zeniths popping up. This isn't Zenith. It would say it. OMGS. I have no idea what brand that is. Japanese brand. So very, very curious. So my search term was just long distance transistor radio, and we're going to take a look at some of the sold comps on that. There's some Zeniths here going in the 30 to 30. There's a $30 to $50 range. There's one that went for $100. So I think we got something real curious here. We're going to have to Google this one because most of these are, that one says Admiral. It looks like the alternative brands. No, there's an Admiral for 25. So let's see. It may depend on the rarity and such of this. So we're going to go OMG Suburbia transistor radio. And we'll see about that. Let's see here. Radio Museum has one. Okay, there's a. Let's see. Okay, that doesn't have. Oh, that doesn't have any pricing on it, but that is. But there's some good data on this one. There. Nope. Let's see. These are popping up. On various other places. Worth Point. And a free trial on Worth Point. Okay. Okay. This thing's getting interesting on this. We're going to go with Terapeak and see if that pops up. If not, I got a little more homework to do. To see if OMGS radio, and we're going to see if that pops up. Oh, here we go. There's a few here. Ooh, okay. Vintage. See, there's one listed. That's okay, similar for that's listed at 145. There's a handful of these listed in the $20 to $30 range, but none of them have the boxes. Let's go with sold. See what the sold results show up. Nothing on the sold, but there's a handful that are active. So this is going to be real interesting to try to kind of figure out. Go away. Yeah. There's one for run real similar to this for sale for $21, but doesn't have the box. So my guess is 30 to 50. If I can get it tested, it's going to go in the high end of that. But we'll see. It's clean, got the box. 145 is a lot for Japanese toy radio in the box. I think you're probably right, unless it's like maybe new old stock, unused. So that may be the only way it goes that it would go that high. There weren't any solds in that range that I saw. So I think you may be right. I don't think we're sitting on a $100 item. I think we're sitting on a 20 to 30. So, but it was worth a shot at $5, I think. All right, next up. This was cool. This, and it was $2 and I couldn't not get it. But if you love Legos, maybe you'll like American Plastic Bricks by the Wholesome Products Company with several instructions. And this was, if you watch, there's a real good Netflix series called The Toys That Made Us. That every collector, every flipper, yes, anything goes, that's correct. That every flipper I think needs to watch because it's great, it's history, it's fun. I wish there was a way I could have been involved in some of the writing of those. But this is one of the early attempts of American companies to try to compete with Lego. And so they limited collectability because like Lego nailed it literally almost out of the from the beginning. Their product has basically the size and the usage of it has basically gone unchanged. So we are going to that's not coming off. Okay. Now it's going to bother everybody. All right. So we're going to look this up of Wholesome American Plastic Bricks. Not there. I don't expect this is going to go for a lot, but we'll see. Wholesome American Plastic Bricks. It did autofill. Let's see. There's one box that went for $20. 125 bricks went going for 20. There's a bin full that going for a little bit. An 8-pound lot that's going for 35. So I think we are looking at a $20 to $30 sale here. I do have some of the roof pieces, and that looks like that comes a little bit. That may bring in a little bit. That looks like that may be some rare bits to that. That may run it up. It doesn't have the original container. Okay, there's a set that looks like what I got. So that went on an auction for 30, which means this is probably worth a little bit around that range, maybe a little bit more. So I'll probably start what I got here. Probably $39.99 and draw it and see what happens is probably what I'm going to try. But yeah, $2 into 30. Shipping is going to be $10, so I'll come out ahead anyway. And we'll drink some coffee to that. All right. Now, on to what all y'all was here for, I think. Oh, before we get to that, everybody get to Office Depot like today because they had pack and tape on clearance. I think it's an old packaging. These were 20. These were in the clearance section at $20 a piece, and I talked them down and I asked, hey, can you give me a little bit of a discount on it? And because it's clearance, because sometimes I've done that before there, and they did, and they found a coupon to apply to it, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 packages for less than $20 a piece, which I think brings that down to near Amazon level, if not a little bit cheaper. So go to Office Depot and check the clearance aisle and do some price comparison and see where it comes out, because that tape will keep me that tape will last me a year or two, probably. So that's how much I got. So get over there and go check the clearance. And always check store closing sales and ask to see if there is any packing stuff in the back office, because I think all right. So now Transformers, honest. All right. Bin full. This is modern stuff. I'm really not expecting to find any of the older guys in here. And there's some building block stuff. That's almost looks like some of the Lego stuff. So there's going to be a little bit of that in here. But there's more than 5 Transformers in here, so we're going to go with that. So this bad boy might be missing some parts, but that looks like a gun to him. So we will have to dig around to see if there's any more to him in here in a little bit. But this guy, and we're going to tfu.info to look to find the names of it, because that is the best resource to look up, particularly if you have a good base knowledge of Transformers. Go to tfu.info. You can look stuff up, starting with you can look up by color, and then it throws out some categories. So we're going to go there and see if it comes up. All right, it didn't come up under military. Is there another other aircraft? Oh, we'll go to helicopters. Gray helicopters. Let's see. What's that one? This is a Megatron. I'm gonna have to transform him. This is a Megatron figure. Let's see. Shadowblade Megatron. Okay. I think it's an Activators Megatron. Oh, there's a box picture. Transformers, and there's a Transformers animated Activators Megatron. So that's what we're going to go with. You don't image search? I do. Anything else? I do image search when I'm in a rush, but it's not 100%. When you have to wade through some things, sometimes one of the problems sometimes with Transformers and some of the other stuff is you got to wade through a bunch of mess. It's getting better, and for some of this, it may work. But also when it can pull up a bunch of junk sometimes, particularly. But when you have a good resource like tfu.info, and you've already got the base knowledge, I think it works better sometimes. But you may be right. Transformers, Activators, Transformers Anime Activators Megatron. Let's see. Parts, there's one went for 14, and There's one that went for all that has all the parts that went for like $67. And here's another one going for 35. So we'll see, depending on how many parts, but I think I got a $30 may have a $30 figure here on this bad boy. So we will see. I'm not going to fight him to transform him right now. Oh, see, there he is. Right there. The gun came off. Oh, that's his shoulder. So we're not going to go crazy on it right now. Just see if some of the other parts pop up. Next. Where's that go? Let me go. Anyway. Next is this guy. I'll tell you what, we'll do an image search on him and see how fast it brings him up. And let's see here. That's blurry, but maybe it'll still be. Yep, Transformers Prime Beast Hunters Bulkhead. So, got a good result there. Beast Hunters Bulkhead. Completed sales for you. Yeah, okay, that's like a $5 figure. Somebody was trying to. Guys who repeat over and auctions over and over and over are irritating, and that's what happened with this guy. Was you had a couple people trying to do rolling auctions on it, and when they don't sell, they keep rolling them, and I think it's a waste on some of that stuff. But I think it's probably somebody, also people maybe who sell a bunch, but they also have other stuff that just rolls and rolls and rolls. So this is a lot. You'll either go in a lot, or I'll bring it out to the flea market. Maybe put in my put in like a $3 bin. Let's see about that. Okay. That stinks at that, unless the good part. This is Transformers. I think this is Thundercracker. And that, unless I find some more parts, I'm not going to look him up right now because he's missing a few too many bits and pieces of him to do that. Let's see. Another one that's a little too many few bits and pieces. Here's a good one. Some sort of little mini bot. Dune buggy looking figure. Bot. Dune buggy looking figure. We'll go right there. Let's see. Mudslinger Destructicon. Power Core Combiner. Okay. Transformers. Mudslinger. Power Core Combiner's Mudslinger. There we go. All right. So it looks like this was came in a set with some other guys. That goes, and the set goes for $30. Individually, I'm not seeing. Okay, looks like these are about $5 a piece, give or take, if you can get them individually. What you want is the set. So we'll see if any of these other guys show up. Looking through here. And I think I'm going to have to do a hodgepodge of various other, try to get some of these guys back together before I can look some of them up. This is actually, found a better part to this one. This is like one of the NASCAR Transformers. We'll just go with NASCAR Lowe's. We'll see what that picks up. Okay, Dark of the Moon, top spin. Complete is about a $15 car, all in. So the Jimmy Johnson figure. So if I can get all the parts to him, maybe I'll be able to put him on eBay. If not, he'll go in the $3 bin. Let's see. Oh, I know. And I just brain goofed on what these guys are. So these are Lego. If you know it, mention in the comments because I just brain farted on these guys. So there's a lot of parts to these which can sell. If you do, you can do parts lots on these guys and have them move. So, and there's a handful of these that are a little valuable. Connect? No, that's not Connects. It's Lego, and I've completely. There's another small transformer. Most of those, unless they're super rare or like in your $3 to $5 range. Oh, see, there's another one of those that goes with that set. That's a Donald's toy. I can see it in my brain, and now it's irritating me. So, we'll do an image search. What the heck? That is Lego Creations. That doesn't sound right. No, I think it's somebody's sticking. Bionicle. That's what it is. It's a Bionicle Tahoe, I think. Bionicle. Oh, we're just going to look that up. Bionicle. We'll see what that comes up with. Yeah, there's boxed Bionicles going from 20 to 50 or higher. And discontinued stuff that's, I don't know if this is a Tahoe necessarily, but I may have to. We're going to go Bionicle. See, I don't know if they're making Bionicles anymore at all anyway. Parts lot. Bionicle parts lot. Yeah, there's a 2-pound Bionicle parts lot that went for over $70 shipped. Let's see. Yeah. So bulk random lots of Bionicle parts are going. And he goes, yeah, I don't this was just a cheap bin, but if you can get yourself a lot of Bionicle stuff for cheap at a yard sale, just bulk it. Look up kind of the price per pound and bulk it, and it looks like it'll move. Particularly if you don't have a really good core knowledge of the Bionicle figures. Maybe if they're already put together and you can image search them and look them up that way to do individual. But I'm with you. Minifigs are great. I mean, the trick is finding them because everybody kind of knows about them right now. But Bionicle is well worth snagging. So, there's more Bionicle here than Transformers, but it's still a good pickup for $5. And what I am definitely going to do here is, is just lock this up I may look up this one specific guy and see if there's parts to him here. Yeah, I may look up this one specific guy and see if I can put him together and see if he sells, if there's all the parts to him. But other than that, it looks like I'm going to be able to turn $5 into, there may be $50 profit here out of this bin. And so I think I came across pretty good with some stuff. I didn't root through it. I just saw the Transformers on top and snagged it. But I think I'm going to come out pretty good with it. So anyway, that's Friday. If you're watching this, you didn't go out and look at yard sales, and you should have. And that's on you. So like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if there's something here you want, something here you think I was an idiot about, something here you think I'm a freaking genius. Or if this is the bread, this is mostly just bread and butter stuff. And sometimes you get a good one here or there. So that's what's going on. And I'll catch y'all hopefully Monday with some good news, one way or the other. Bye.